Welcome to day 51, recap of day 48. So day 48 was the day I left Broome to go to start heading towards Darwin. And this tonight I ended up staying at the Newman Cliffs. There I met, it was pretty good. It was like it was quite busy for a rest stop, a lot of caravans. I got to meet a lovely elderly couple, Alan and Wendy, so they gave me some marmalade on toast and a coffee, which is really nice. I haven't had toast in ages, I realised. But yeah, not much going on. Just maybe the only real thing that I've noticed is there's a lot more indigenous people east of, well, not the more north you start heading from WA. So all the fuel stops are fully crazy fenced off because I guess they must get smashed into a lot. I don't know, but yeah, it's been an interesting few hours just riding on the road, but not much going on, to be honest. Not particularly interesting, nothing special. It is what it is. Yeah. Day 51, recap of day 49 and 50. So I'm just going to do these together because nothing really happened on day 49. On day 49, we went from the Newman Cliffs to the Bungle Caravan Park. That's in Ord River. So I was a bit naive in the sense to think that there was something. There's going to be something at Bungle's Caravan Park, because turns out there is nothing at all. So I ended up getting there at around 1 o'clock, and I had to kill time for the rest of the day with nothing to do. I was just kind of walking around. I had some beers when the bar opened, but other than that, literally did nothing that day. It was a bit of a waste of a day. But no, it's because I figured there'd be some tracks or something to do around there. Most caravan parks have something to do, right? But alas, nothing. But day 50 was really good, because day 50 was the day I went to the 4-wheel drive tour into the Bungles, which was really, really good, by the way. Highly recommend going back if you ever get a 4-wheel drive. But it is way too bumpy. That was that guy that says you don't need a 4-wheel drive to go to the Bungles. That was lying. That was completely wrong. It is absolutely necessary. So the Cathedral Gorge and the Echidna Gorge, and there's one more. So there's just past the Cathedral Gorge. There's another trek that it takes 2 days to do. So we obviously didn't do that one. Yeah, but it was really nice. It was actually a super good experience going to the Bungles. I'm so glad I did it. But yeah. So now finally up to speed with day 51. So I'm currently in Timber Creek. I'm not actually going to stay here. Then I'm going to go about 10 kilometers back west. There's something called a Big Horse campground there. It's the only it's a cheap or low cost campground. Really close from here, because the only caravan park here is actually closed. The sites are closed, so we only have rooms here for I think it's $80, but that's a bit. I don't know. I think I'll be spending that much, so I'll be spending a bit of time in Catherine anyway. Otherwise, yeah, it was the drive here was really it was okay. The drive from Ord Creek to Connemara was okay, but the detour to Lake Argyle was really good. Now, Lake Argyle, fantastic. Highly recommend it. It was very short, granted. It was only about 60 k's in, and then just kind of look around. It's just look off the scenic areas and stuff like that. But it's really big, really big, really good. All in all, I drove about 600 kilometers today, but it was okay. I definitely got a bit tired once I crossed the WA-NT border. There's not much to see, honestly. But at least the speed limit here is 130, so I was just booking it. The whole thing is a pretty good feeling. But yeah, that's about it. So see you tomorrow. Recap of day 52. So day 52 today we drove into Catherine. So Catherine was really, really good. The day I drove in, so I met two folks from the hostel. And so one of them, Brian 1, and there was Brian 2. Brian 2 was like, so he's kind of like an expert. He was a bit of a motorbike whiz. So he looked at my bike. He asked me like how long has it been since I lubed my chain. I said I haven't lubed this in Perth, and then he looked at me like I was insane. So per Brian, I ended up spending the rest of that afternoon. So both Brians were teaching me how to lube my chain on what I should be doing to my bike on long trips. Turns out I don't know anything. I didn't realize how little I knew about maintaining my bike. I didn't know how to check the oil levels. I didn't know how to check brake fluid. I didn't know how to check rear brake fluid. I didn't know like how tensioned my chain should have been, or how to adjust the rear wheel to increase the tension if I have to do it in the middle of the road. And basically, yeah. So day 53, I was still in Catherine that morning. I went to the hot springs, well, the Catherine hot springs first thing in the morning. The hot springs aren't actually warm. They're like, they're not actually hot. They're warm at best, but still really nice. And the water is really, really clean. It's not, it's not a volcanic hot spring. So I think that's why it doesn't smell like sulfur. It's actually like fresh water, but really warm. And it's kind of weird, but yeah, it was really nice. It was really pretty. I got some good video from it. Then from there, I went back to the hostel because so Brian was going to show me how to do like the oil level, how to check oil levels, how to change the oil filter if I have to, how to check things like the brake fluids on rear and front. He was telling me where to look at for the tire pressures. So I think I had the tire pressures wrong the whole time. And I didn't think to look at the swing arm. I was looking at this forum online about tire pressures, and it turns out tire pressure is dependent on like the bike. It depends on the bike. It's not the wheel itself, it's the bike. So I was running on the wrong tire pressure this whole time. There's only about 2 psi on the rear, but that might explain why the wear was a bit weird on my rear tire for the whole time. So day 54, I took a bit of time in the morning in Catherine because so this was a Saturday, and on that day, so Taka, so the 2 Japanese fellows that I met the night before, they were thinking of the busking in the Catherine market, and I figured why not? I'll go with and I'll check it out as well. So we ended up going, but they couldn't. So I think they needed some kind of permission to busk in the market, and they couldn't get it. We spoke to the head honcho, and she said they're booked out for the day. So we ended up just kind of hanging around and then going back to the hostel. I figured I might as well just prepare for the departure to Kakadu. Then I left for Kakadu. Quite frankly, I feel like going to Kakadu on a motorbike is not a good idea, mainly because most of the attractions are quite not only far off road, but it's hot as shit. Like, this is as cool as it gets, and it was like 32 degrees, 33 degrees. By the time I'm getting to some of the destinations, I'm so exhausted, hot, sweaty. Like, in a car, you can run aircon, and you're kind of protected against like the sun, the wind. But when you get to any of the destinations in Kakadu, which mind you are not close to the road, they're like between 30 to 50 kilometers off the road on gravel, it's really like you're just not in the mood to just walk another 5 to 10 kilometers just to see like a nice waterfall. So day 55 was a Sunday, and there were 2 markets that I wanted to go to. One was from morning to afternoon, and the other one was a night market. I wanted to make it to both of them, so I kind of just went straight to Darwin as fast as I could. Went to the first market, which is like an Asian market kind of thing, which was really nice. I had lunch there, and then after that, went straight to the hostel. The hostel was like a kind of a typical kind of a city hostel. I mean, you kind of strap for options for hostel accommodation in Darwin because it's not that big of a city, not that popular city. But the city itself is actually really nice. I went kind of for a bit of a walk around. Went to the waterfront, Bicentennial, and then I took a bit of a nap, and then after that went to the night market, killed some time to the night, what's it called again? I forgot what it's called. There's a night market at a beach they only have on Sundays, and that was really good. So that's kind of like the highlight of the day. It's the night market, which is really good. There's some amazing sunset and some like really nice music playing, and then there was a lot of food. And okay, I had the laksa. Don't ever eat laksa. I thought the laksa would be really good, but it's so disappointing. It's not nearly as good as the stuff you can get in Singapore, or even in Sydney. Like Happy Chef, it's good. I probably could have made it better myself.